Yo, I cannot believe what I just watched, man. Honestly, this is probably one of the worst football games I've ever seen in my life. And it's for the reason that you guys see in the title. The refs just gave the Chiefs a Super Bowl victory. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no way that you can make that call in that type of a situation, especially one that's not even like a super obvious call. That play happens probably 90% of press coverage snaps, and there's no holding. So for the refs to call that holding on Bradbury and decide the game on especially on a pass that was not even close to being catchable. Even if he doesn't touch him at all, that pass wasn't even catchable. Mahomes just threw that way out the way to the back of the end zone. Honestly, man, there's no reason for that to happen in that situation. Now, I already, when you're the face of the league, that I gotta give a little bit of credit. When you're the face of the league, you're gonna get those calls. So if Jalen Hurts was the guy deemed to be, one of the second comings of Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, he's one of those guys that's going to be considered as an all-time great when it's all said and done. He probably gets that call too. But man, it's just sad that the game had to end like that, especially for a good game. And it took away from the dramatics of the game as well. Like, who wouldn't want to see the Eagles get a last drive to try to score a field goal or possibly get a touchdown and walk it off like that? But no, we had to settle for the Chiefs getting a walk-off 27-yard field goal because a tiny bit of a tug. I wouldn't even say that's not even a real holding, bro. Like, there's way worse holdings than that. That might not get called every play. So, but all in all, let's talk about some of the game a little bit. First half, the Eagles were in control. They kept Mahomes off the field for the most part. Now, partly some of that was because the Eagles was driving down the field and using up a lot of clock, but then also they had a fumble that went to they had a fumble that went to the crib. So Mahomes, the ball went straight back to the Eagles. So Mahomes had to sit out for a while. Then right before halftime, they had one drive. Maybe they might have had like max two drives in the second quarter, but I really feel like it was that one drive where they got stopped at. And where I was going with that? Oh yeah, so they got stopped. Mahomes appeared to re-injured his ankle right before that last drop going into halftime, and he came back out second half. The down 10, they didn't flinch and they just went on a scoring rampage. They could not get stopped in that second half. The Eagles defense has so many miscommunication plays on giving up touchdowns with miscommunication, where two people follow one and just leave guys wide open for a touchdown. And honestly, what was that? I think so the first one that happened, I think they left Kadarius Toney wide open. Then the second one happened, I think it Sky Moore. I can't remember if it was Sky Moore or Kadarius Toney. I think it was Sky Moore who had probably like a 5 yard passing touchdown that was wide open as well. Um, Travis Kelsey had one early in the first half. So these guys, they came out firing all cylinders. Isaiah Pacheco was toting that thing, so you got to give him some respect. But man, it's crazy that you feel like, yo, if I hold Patrick Mahomes to under 200 passing yards, I should win that game. But the Chiefs had a really good running game. Mahomes came up with a clutch run on that last drive as well. I think he scrambled for maybe like 20 yards or so. Jalen Hurts was firing on all cylinders for the most part. 304 passing yards, and this is his first Super Bowl. He was looking like a vet, like he'd been there before. So, shout out to him. He had about 70 yards on the ground. They had three rushing touchdowns, all QB sneaks, man. That QB sneak for the Eagles has been money all year, man. I don't think nobody can stop that, man. That offensive line is great. And then you got the personnel to go with it, man, with a strong runner in Jalen Hurts. So fits them perfectly. All in all, the Eagles they did what they need to do on offense. They scored points, but the defense ultimately let them down. But when they did finally get a stop, like I said, man, the refs took control of the game, and you just don't want the game to ever be about the refs, especially a Super Bowl game. You never want the game to be in the refs' hands, especially that's like we're in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and it's a tie game, 5 seconds, one team's in a bonus, and then they get a ticky tack, soft reaching foul, like where you barely touch the guy, but it was Yeah, you could say on the technicalities, from a technicality standpoint, yeah, you could say it was a foul. But is that something you're really gonna call in that situation? No, man. Because if that's the case, you call it every single play, which doesn't happen. So, um, I just hate how the game ended. 38-35, Chiefs were victorious. And also, I just gotta say, as a Broncos fan, this kind of hurt me, man. We haven't beat these guys in like 6-7 years straight now, whatever it's been. And now we gotta watch them win a second Super Bowl, two Super Bowls in the last 4 years. Has it been 4 years? What was their first Super Bowl? Actually, I might be lying. We haven't beaten them in like 5 years. I think they won the Super Bowl 2019. It might have been 19. I don't even know the dates. It don't even matter. But point is, they were victorious. They won. Andy Reid gets a little bit of revenge against his former team in the Eagles. So shout out to him, I guess. But man, refs took over this game, and you just hate to see it. And with that being said, I would love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Uh, just drop a comment. I'm out. Peace.